The next batter up on the 90-day running convention is the one and only Fireball Renita Brennan, Senior Presidential Director. Welcome.
Can you guys,
thank you for being
here. Loving this.
You're a blessing.
I love you. I love this. Like, does everybody, let's all just get on our feet real quick and just do some uppercuts. Come on, we gotta get the energy moving. Come on. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing I learned that when you have energy, you are contagious, right, Onyx? Love is contagious. Passion is contagious. When I'm sitting here listening to this thing, I had to change everything I'm talking about today because I was taking ferocious notes. And as I was going through it, I'm like, oh, that's like the nugget of a lifetime. Oh, that one will take someone's business to $1 million. Oh, that's going to help someone sponsor 20 more people. You guys, we are so blessed and highly favored to be listening to this today. I feel so honored that you guys asked me. I feel like I'm in the company of champions, like champions. Like, I think we all need to start out with saying something like, I am the solution. Say it out loud. I am the solution. They asked me to talk about that. Yeah, say it with a little, like you mean it. I am the solution. I am the solution. And if you don't think you're carrying the solution, just carry it around. There it is. You got the solution, you guys. And so I'm sitting here listening to all this, thinking how blessed and highly favored we are, because people generally in their lives, everybody wants something different, right? You guys asked me to talk about how to weather the storms of people saying no to you. I'll tell you what, it's not even really about the no's or yeses. It's just about the activity. And I'll get to that in a second, right, guys? Because I've detached from the outcome a long time ago. You cannot control people's belief systems. Like Onyx is talking about, oh my, I could just talk all day about Joe Dispenza, Onyx, break the habit of being yourself, right? Every person that mentioned a book, I went to my library and grabbed it. Like, I'm crazy about reading because I think readers are leaders. And if you don't want to read, just listen to it because everything's on audio now. But we've got to break the habit of being attached to the outcome. So many people are so attached, whether someone says yes or no. At the end of the day, none of those people are paying my bills. None of those people are caretaking my children. None of those people are helping to caretake my mother with Parkinson's. None of those people really have any effect on my life. So I don't let anyone's response to what I'm presenting to them, which is a solution. Remember, we are the solution. If not, we have the solution. I don't let anybody's negative, derogatory response affect me at all. It doesn't even, I'm like, whether they say yes or no, doesn't affect me. It just doesn't affect me. I will tell you this, it does affect them. It does affect them, because if they say yes, this will probably change their life. It will probably improve their health. It will more than likely improve the quality of the life they're living. It will help them to create an additional source of income. So my outcome is not as much attached to me. They should be more concerned about themselves. I'm concerned about myself. I'm just out there sharing this wonderful gift that God has given us. This is a true blessing from heaven between Onyx, Steve and Gina, David Schmidt, you guys, like, this thing is for real. And listen, Onyx, you know this, Steve and Gina, you know this. We've had a few conversations with David Schmidt to let you know, holy Moses, brace yourself. You think that we got something? I mean, this thing is going to take all of us to $1 million and beyond if you want it to. Truth be told, this is like the first of many things that's coming on the pipeline with this guy, because he's radical about anti-aging. He's radical about disease prevention, right? And disease reversal. When you get around David Schmidt, he doesn't want to talk comp plan like we do. He wants to talk about how we can solve the diseases of the world, right? So this guy, he is the right partner. When they say people should stay in their lane, David's lane is science, right? Onyx, like, his lane is science. This guy is so passionate about it. He's always in the lab. Like, he could never get to the events because he's got to get back to the lab. Okay, David, stay in the lab and keep creating tremendous products that's going to help save the world and make us all rich, right? That's where we're at with this thing. So I do have a couple little notes I want to tell you guys. First of all, I am such an action person. I believe that movement is medicine. I believe that movement creates energy. I love the last gal, how she was talking about energy and showed the rocket ship, because many times I feel like we are on it. But here's something I want to show you guys. You know, I'm Christian. And so a lot of people say, Renita, you shouldn't be dabbling in energy medicine. Are you kidding me? God created the stars and the moon and the sun that moves it all, right? So, like, we got to get involved with energy, because energy will either make us sick or it will make us healthy. It will either make us poor or it will make us rich. right? And what we attach to, the energy that we attach to changes everything. It's really interesting. I read this story just yesterday. There was this guy, he's a multi-millionaire, billionaire actually. And he said when he was younger, he always would mow his own lawn. Well, finally, one time he bought this big apartment complex, and in front of this apartment complex was this like really wicked lawn. And he said it would take him like 8 to 10 hours to mow this thing. Like he would waste all day Saturday mowing it. Or he could pay $50 for someone to do it, right? So then he started paying someone $50 to do this, because in that 8 to 10 hours, he could go do something else to make more money. Well, one day his father came up and pulled up in front of this apartment complex, and his dad looked at this guy that was mowing the lawn, who wasn't his son, by the way, because his son owned the apartment complex. He had hired this guy to mow the lawn. And the dad goes, I can't believe you think you're so good that you don't even need to mow your own lawn. Are you too good for that? He started talking like that. And as this gentleman was listening to his father basically tell him you're worthless because you're not mowing your lawn, right? He thought to himself, oh my gosh, this is my dad's belief system. If you don't do it all yourself, you're worthless. If you don't do everything, it's a generation that came from many times like poverty, dirty 30s, 1940s, right? This was hard. These guys lived through hard times, many times not running water and all this sort of thing. And so, but this guy valued hard work and thought his son shouldn't be paying someone $50 to mow the lawn when he could do it himself. I'm here to tell you, network marketing is the best business model on the planet because you don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to do it yourself. You're plugging into a system that Onyx created with Build 331, Start X39. These are systems that you don't have to go invent these things. You don't have to drop the bank and leverage the house to go create websites and develop these things. Onyx and Steve and Lifewave have done this for us, you guys. So my point is, of telling you that story, where are you at in your belief system? You know, that guy, he said, I learned at a young age, if you are pretty good at something, let's say on a 1 to 10 scale, let's say 10 being the best, Steve and Gina are like a 9.8 at promotion, right? We just know this about them, right? I would say that I'm energy. I have good energy. I'm very disorganized. If you saw my kitchen table like right now, you'd be like, how can she get anything done? But I stay in my sweet spot of energy. I'm an energy mover. I know that I can increase the energy of a room 100% when I get in the room. I know that's how God created me. So what I invest my time and my energy on is the things I'm good at, right? So this gentleman at a young age that owned the apartment complex, he said, I wanted to invest my time and energy and money on the things that I was a 7, 8, and 9 at. He said, because people will buy 9s. People buy, they're not gonna, if you say I'm gonna take the thing that I'm the worst at. Now, if I say, oh, I'm just gonna get really detail conscious and start like organizing like everything in my house. You guys, that would take me out of the field of being the things that I'm a 7, 8, and 9 at. So you got to figure out what you're a 7, 8, and 9 at. What are you already good at? God has given you gifts and talents. All of you come to the table with gifts and talents. Everyone here can do this business. I don't care who you are, where you came from, how old you are, your make, model, shape, size, color. I do not care. Network marketing levels the playing field. You can have no education. You can have a vast education. I've sponsored 200 doctors. It doesn't matter. I've sponsored stay-at-home moms. In fact, I got to show you some of the people I sponsored because these people are dog groomers. They're hairdressers. They're massage therapists. They're moms who want to just stay home with their children. Like these are the people that are doing this business, you guys. It doesn't take a certain temperament because guess what? You can plug into the temperament that you don't have. I can plug into Steve and Gina. I can plug into Onyx's system she's created. I can just get better at being high energy because that's what I'm great at already, right? I don't have to worry about the organizational system. Onyx created it. I just know that I got these little envelopes here. If you guys can see me, hopefully. I got these little envelopes here. Can you guys see me? Am I in the big screen? Okay. I'm not sure because I just see Onyx.
See you, yes.
Okay, good. So if you don't have the quantum field envelopes, listen, I've got these in every vehicle. Yeah, you heard me. Every vehicle has these. Every backpack has these. I'm not just talking my backpacks, the boys's. They're in track right now. It's track season. Everybody's getting injured. We got envelopes in everybody's backpacks. You know how you win? You prepare for success. You prepare to win. We prepare because we take these. No, I didn't create these. Like, thank God, because I'm not very tech savvy. I can barely send an email, right, Steve? I have 500,000 unread emails. Don't email me. I won't respond. Okay. But Onyx created a system And it's this system. But if you guys are not engaged in doing that, like for me, I don't have to go create the envelope. I just got to buy the envelope. It's cheap, right? It's affordable. And I just got to buy that. And then I got to have it everywhere I go. So when I go to the gym, I got them with me. When we go to a track meet, they're with me. When I go to the grocery store, they're with me. The other day I saw a guy riding on the bike that I hadn't given the patches yet. And I knew I wanted to give him the patches. I peeled into the gas station, Mach 80, and went sprinting toward the corner of the street. He was sitting on the corner just waiting at the crosswalk with his bike. And I thought, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. And I ran after him with my patch in the air. Like my arm was in the air. And I'm like, I got the patches. And he's like, holy cow, you were serious about this, as I was sprinting toward him. I just pulled him out of the glove compartment and ran at him. I run at him, shock him. When you start shocking people, they're going to be like, holy cow, you got a ton of energy. I'm like, you should too. It's because of this patch, right? So a couple things I want to say, because I do have notes and I'm almost out of time already. It says, you know, when someone does say no to you, here's the thing, that's on them. That's not on you. All you have to do is your job. And my biggest thing I want to tell you is I'm probably, what I can tell you is the best thing about myself. I'm a professional belief builder. Look at me. I'm a professional belief builder. And what that means is if I am layering the belief to help people see the light, literally see the light with this business, right? Because they are the light. If we help them to see it, guess what? They're going to say yes. If you are tippy-toeing around the elephant in the room and really haven't engaged in the business, well, then what do you expect your results to be? Like I always say, you got to engage in the activity if you want your results to be big, right? If you plant one seed in your garden and it doesn't even grow one tomato, what did you expect? You planted one seed in your garden. Now, I have a problem with excessive seeding. Did I tell you about the year I planted radishes and I planted them too damn close together and none of them grew? And so then I had all these heads with no radishes on the bottom. I thought I'll make soup out of them. And I was cutting off the top. My dad said, you planted too many. I'm like, I said, that's a good problem, but next year I'll plant them, you know, a little fewer. But anyway, the point is, most of us watching this, have you planted enough? Have you planted enough? Or have you planted once in a blue moon? And then the reason you're so attached to that outcome is you only planted one that month. So if that little seed doesn't grow a tomato, you're starving. And then you're operating from that deprivation mindset, right? So you guys have got to be the point where you're planting all the time. If someone says no to me, I just feel sorry for them. And I actually say something like this. I get very few no's, by the way, very few. I'm almost batting a 9 out of 10 most times. I mean, I'm up there just batting constantly. I think I sponsored 8 people this week. I'm just a massive enroller. And I say that out loud to myself. I love to enroll. People say, how can you enroll that? I say, look around. Everybody needs what we have. Everybody's living life half dark, right? They're all depressed, sad, broken, decrepit, broke financially, their bodies are hurting. How can you even consider stop sponsoring? We've got so many people to help in so little time. Let's go, right? But this is what I would say to somebody if they really said, hey, you know, I took a serious look at it. The first question I'd ask is, did you sow the right seeds? Did you send over Start X39? Now, let me tell you something. Do you guys know people, I'm going to show you something. Can I screen share? It's okay if I screen share, right? This is so good, you guys. So the first thing I'm going to show you, I had this thing up first. I have a couple things to share with you. First thing I had to share with you guys. Let's see if I can do this. You guys tell me if you can see this. We're all operating from different frequencies. This is actually a light imagery thing. I thought it was so cool because David shows stuff like this all the time with the imaging, infrared imaging, right? Do you guys know, look at this when you're walking around. Now, if you're walking around, and I'm in a state of happiness most of my life, love, there should be one that says fired up and it should just be bright red because that's me, bright red and yellow. So for me, it's like a lot of the light, right? But if you're walking around in depression or anxiety or neutral apathy, right? You're probably not going to be a huge attraction magnet to get people involved in your business. So the first thing is you got to increase your own light. And how do you do that? Patch it up, baby. Keep patching. Increase your electrolytes, drink more water, get your body moving, exercise, tricks your body. Like David Schmidt said, exercise tricks your body into thinking it's alive today. So as soon as you exercise, your body's going to be more. Listen, are you more energetic when you're exercising or when you're sleeping? Now, I used to lay in bed and just shake because I couldn't sleep until the patch. But now I save that energy through the day and I can actually sleep. Like I didn't wake up once last night, not a single time. I mean, my claim to fame is I'm sleeping. I thought I was phenomenal a year ago when I was only sleeping 3 hours a night. Holy cow. Now I'm getting 8 hours. It's like that meme that says, the devil says, holy cow, she's awake, right? Like, and I'm hitting the ground running, helping people. So ask yourself where you're at with the energy. I want to show you that. But the thing I really wanted to show you is this. When you're talking to people, like, look at this. And then I'm going to go over to the Start X39 because I want real tools to give you. When you look at this right here, where are you at? Are you living by force? Or are you living by power? Are you going to force someone into wearing this patch? Or are you going to empower them to wear this patch? Ask yourself that. Am I going to force them? Am I going to force my sister-in-law who's got 17 diseases and doesn't want to change and has to ask her 14 doctors? Or am I going to empower her to take back her power and put the patch on? It doesn't interact with any meds and it's going to be great for you. Come on, take your power back. I'm a power, always operating on that top half. So ask yourself this. Are you guys, when you're talking to people, are you being loving? Right? Are you just optimistic? Look at this. We want to be anything that's up in this power realm because that's where you're attracting people to your business. What you give out, you get back. It doesn't shock me when I sponsor 10 people a week. I have more energy than anybody I know. Maybe next to Onyx and Gina and Steve, right? Like, and so I'm right there. So of course I'm going to attract that. So you guys have to ask yourself, how do I pull myself out? If you're in the situation where you're down here living in force, you're trying to force people in this business, force people to wear this patch, you got to ask yourself, how can I start empowering people? How can I start empowering others that I'm talking to with this patch, right? I think this is just such an incredible thing because energy is measurable. Energy is measurable. Right? You get around somebody that's why these events are so powerful. That's why thisisitconvention.com it's probably the most important thing you do this year for your business. I'm just going to be straight with you guys. If you can't get there, listen, if you're telling me you don't have money, we went when we had 3 little boys. Listen, we were barely making ends meet. We were driving one vehicle. Scott and I, we went to these conventions. 8 of us would sleep in a room. We'd take protein powder to eat because we couldn't eat out. We couldn't afford to. Right? This is where we started. But you know what? I had a vision because Steve and Gina told me they homeschooled their kids. And Steve and Gina don't know this, and maybe they don't, but they actually were the ones who gave us the vision to homeschool our boys. Their kids were just athletes, phenomenal. Here's another thing. So when people go back to, are you doing your part? Are you sending them to startx39.com? I know I'm kind of all over the board, but you guys got me so fired up. I'm just crazy over here right now from this day. But when you go to startx39.com, I want to go back over there. Do you guys know that you can do this? Because some people are too busy, tired, or lazy to go look through this. Okay, did that change? Can you see it? When you go to startx39.com, do you guys know that you can go directly to the video? So don't just tell them go startx39. I realize that people sometimes are a little too overwhelmed when they go there. They don't even know that they're supposed to click on this thing to watch a video. Some people just don't know that, okay? And it's not, I mean, they just don't know. So let's help them out, right? So I go down here, and if you hit the play button on this bad boy, watch. I hit the play button. Now watch, up in the right-hand corner, you see the share thing? See this, guys, get this. This is a tool I use all the time for people that are too busy, too lazy, or too overwhelmed, okay? I hit the share button right there. And when I hit the share button, wait a second, I just hit copy link. My phone, it works handier than my computer, okay? Because I'm doing this on my phone. Copy. Now when I text them directly this video. It's like just the video. They don't have to scan. They don't have to look. Because people, even though you might say, Renita, that's not hard. I'm telling you, a 67-year-old who really needs the patch and is praying for a financial opportunity, you might lose them because you just sent them Start X39 and they didn't know how to push play on the arrow button. True story. Like, this is the stuff that I've gotten really good at, is fine tuning. Okay. So did you send it over like that? When they ask me questions about, is it going to cure this? Is it going to, I'm like, Onyx, listen, I don't have time to sit here and solve all the problems. Somebody wanted me to talk yesterday. This lady had 17 conditions. I don't have time. That to me sounds like an hour-and-a-half conversation that person, before they experience the patch, they might need to have a belief system change. Do you guys need to have a belief system change with your finances like Onyx is talking about? How big is your vessel? When she's talking like that, I'm like, I think about like Onyx, not only with money, with health. How big is your vessel to get well? Jesus even is saying to the guy who laid on the mat for 47 years, do you want to get well? The guy's making excuses. He didn't tell him to pray anymore. I got news for you. He didn't say, keep praying. Jesus, that guy had been there for 47 years praying, right? And Jesus shows up on the scene and he says, do you want to get well? He had to ask him it twice because the guy was stuck in his stinking thinking in the Bible. And then the third thing Jesus said is, get up, get up. He said, get up. Roll up your mat and walk. He didn't say lay there and pray for 47 more years. Listen, if you're a Christian watching this and you're sharing with other Christians and they're like, I got to pray about it, remind them what happened in that story. It's time to get up. It's time to change. It's time to do something different now. It's time to get registered for this as a convention. It's time to do something out of the norm that you've ever done before. And when you do that, you're going to have a breakthrough. Breakthrough only happens when you do something different, whether it's your health or your finances. If you always do the same thing, and let's say you say, I can't afford to go to this as a convention, but you're still getting your hair done, nails done, everything. There was a season, there was no hair dye, there was no nails, there was like sharing a vehicle, whatever it took. But now I look at the season that got us in, and it's 100-fold with this business. It's 100-fold with this business. You guys got to get engaged in this. The next thing, if you haven't gone to this as a convention, I want you to go there when you're done. Change your mind to change your life. Sometimes that means changing your state, actually the state that you're going to be going to. I'm going to be going from North Dakota to Florida. Okay. So I'm actually changing the state I go to. And when I get there, things change when you start saying yes. Okay. If someone says no to you, I simply want, if you've done the work, you've sent them over those individual videos, you've done enough of the belief building things, Start X39, right, is a big thing. Send them over the individual videos if you have to. Another thing at this Start X39 website, hopefully this is switching back and forth. Onyx, not if it's switching back and forth. I come down here. I don't expect that anyone's going to know this. When I first got in, I'm kind of ADHD, OCD combined, okay, with ACDC, okay, money talks. And so over here, I actually went with my OCD-ness. When I learned about this website, you know, I scrolled like this, and anything that would light up like that, some people like, I'd be like, do these light up? Can I click on these? Does this light up? I would just go down because like I'm obsessed, right? Like it says, be obsessed or be average, Cardone. You click on here. Okay, boom, I click on that. What's that thing? Oh, that's a health tracker. Oh, son of a gun. I never knew that was there. Now I know that's there. I give that out to people. I tell people, use that to tell me what happens with your life and your body, right? Because they got to get them in tune a little bit because they've been in Never Land for so long, waiting for somebody else to tell them what's wrong with them. So you come over here, click here to download what to expect. When I click on that, you guys, check this out. Did you know that was a clickable, downloadable version? Or did you always just scrim by that blue? I send that to every healthcare practitioner. I text this link right here to every single person I share my link with. They get this. It sets the expectation of what's going to happen. This is not a one-patch wonder, although we've had those. We have a lot of those. My dad had that. This is like, get in this thing and let your body do what it was designed to do, which is heal. Okay, do you guys know that all this stuff? Have you taken time at this website? Have you gone to this YouTube channel? I went in, I watched all 1,600 videos. You know why? I want to make $100 million in this thing. Okay, so if I want to make a lot of money, I got to lean in. I can't pretend like, oh, I'm going to sit back. And when people say to me, what do I need to do to stay active? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that is minimum thinking. I'm like, you have got to get out and save the planet. I wear this on my wrist. Do you guys know what Isaiah 61:1 says? Anyone? The Spirit of the Lord is on me to proclaim freedom. Okay? The Spirit of the Lord is on me to proclaim freedom. I wear it every day. There it is on my wrist. Why? Because whom the sun sets free is free indeed. I am free. I want all the others out of captivity. If it's with their health, if it's with their finances, if it's with their jobs that they're depressed at, whatever. I want them out of there, you guys. Okay? The final thing I want to show you, because I could talk all day because you guys got me so dang fired up. I want to show you the real reason I'm doing this. So when people say, if someone says no to me, I don't care. You know why? This is why. I'm going to tell you why right now. When someone says no to me, because I'm just going to go talk to 20 more people. It's that person's loss. And I say something like this. I'm kind when I talk to them. Thank you so much for taking a look at this. I know your time is so valuable. And I really appreciate that you took time to look at this incredible technology. And honestly, I didn't want to do it without you, but I'm going to. I actually am doing it without you. But when you're ready to activate your stem cells, I want you to come find me. And that's how I leave it. Can you imagine? They call me the next day. They know that. No, do you understand what I just said to them? Let me read it to you one more time. Thank you so much for taking the time to look at this. Your time is so incredibly valuable. So I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this. I didn't want to do this without you, but I actually am doing it. I'm going to continue to do it because this is such a life-altering, life-changing, life-saving technology that I got to keep sharing with people. And when you're ready to activate your stem cells, you got to call me back. And I mean, and you leave it like that, because then they walk away and they're like, holy crap, what did I just leave behind? Instead of walking.
And what Renita just did in that is disconnect completely from their no. She kept her power. So by responding to them in that way, incredible, absolutely incredible. She lets them know, it doesn't matter to me what you say. Doesn't matter. Fantastic, Renita. Thank you so very much. Oh my gosh, we've had some fun together, haven't we already?
Fired up, guys. This is
Fired up,
exciting.
right? Yes, it's been amazing, amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Renita.